Hey everybody, so we are going to Tuesday. Our Tuesday classes are Kali. And just as a quick review of the last class that we talked about longer weapons of Kali the class before. Okay, so if you're running around out there with your staff, your angles are the same. Okay, all of the movements are basically the same for how the Filipinos use the sibat staff. Okay, so let's say I'm out there and I'm fighting, and busts in half. So just about your sibat staff is about 2 bastons long. Okay, so now I have my 2 sticks. So we kind of concentrated on the 2 sticks today. And we covered a little bit of espada y daga stuff for the abecedario. Okay. So I'm going to give you these exercises and some of the drills that we did today. You guys work through your repetitions on your own. Okay, for those of you who are following our Universal Filipino Martial Arts program online. Okay, this is just quick review, quick documentation on the class that we went through. Okay, so we'll go through a couple of the warm-ups. Okay, so back to basics. Make sure that your puño is 1 fist up. Make sure you lock your thumb in. When we're doing the floretes and everything, do not be opening your hands. If you're opening your hands and you get caught in the middle, that's how you lose your stick. No good. Tight grip, loose wrist. Okay, loose wrist. So we're warming up the wrists and the forearms, and we're bouncing. Okay, we're bouncing. So as you're working these techniques, you can go alternating. You can get your body involved, but you're bouncing. And we go forward. And go up. So these are part of a set of exercises that the Pikiti Tirsia guys, they like to call dirty dozen. Okay, so I've changed some of them over the years. Bounce to the sides. And we're engaging the brachialis in there. Okay, we're engaging the wrists, the tendons of the fingers and the hands. Okay, and then once we get out here to the sides, now we're working the abanicos, right? Abanicos. Okay, so if you have heavier sticks, okay, if you have the kamogongs, closed node sticks, these are great to develop the power in the wrists and the forearms, which will translate to your panantukan, your boxing, right? So then you have, from here, we have our abanicos, and then we're going to go abanico and watik, okay? So the camera is a little bit off, so if I kneel, you can see abanico, watik, okay, and you can switch. Okay, the watik is plane to the ground. Abanico is perpendicular to the ground. Okay, and then you can rub your head and pat your belly and switch. Okay, so from there, then we'll go back and forward. So we're using the weight of the sticks to open the chest and to stretch the lats and the triceps. Okay, so this is vertical. You can also do horizontal. Open the pecs and then elongate the shoulder blades, right? Pecs and shoulder blades. So these are all warm-up exercises you could do. Okay, we'll go back to vertical. Then you can alternate, 1 up, 1 down. Okay, 1 up, 1 down. Get the stick down as far as you can go. Okay. Then you can add floretes. Okay. If you get confused, you can start here. 1, 1. So floretes go up and back. Tight grip, loose wrist, guys. Tight grip, loose wrist. Okay, and then you can alternate 1, 2, and the florete can happen on the way back. Okay? Or the florete can happen on the way down. Okay? Coordination, that's what this all is. Eventually you get to the point where you're doing florete up and florete down. Okay? So in the middle, one's going one way, one's going the other. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so you can work on that. The next warm-up that we're going to do, we're going to go from our home base for our Sinawali, and we're just swinging. Okay, swing. So all of this stuff, we're using the weight of the sticks, and you can put music on. Okay, we had music during class, so you could put your music on, and you could just go through these movements for reps. You get your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your upper back, everything gets some attention through these movements. Okay, so as you start to work and you start your twisting here, right? Twist, twist, twist. We're going to fold the hip and come through with our center front weight footwork. And we start to add the power for this strike. Okay? You can add direction footwork with this as I step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then the next one that we work is our redondo. Okay, so redondo. We keep it tight. Keep the twist in this central front-weighted footwork. Now, we also have central back-weighted footwork. Okay, but we're concentrating on this front-weighted footwork so that we can evade or step in and control, in and control, in and control, back your way out. Boom, 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 right? So you can also work our forward triangle. It is our most useful Kali footwork ever. Okay, so we're going in this way, this way, this way. Okay, this redondo motion, and the switching motion, okay, is very powerful. If I come here and this motion, I'm going to be blocking and clearing. Okay, so my block, or it could be rising. Either way, I'd be coming through and clearing. That's the best disarm ever. You don't need to worry about vines and snakes if you just break the hand. That's the principal tool of our Kali system. Okay, so we take these techniques. Okay, we went through Sinawali next. Okay, so central back weighted, central front weighted. Okay, we did our triangle footwork, forward triangle footwork. Okay, you can go backward triangle footwork with your Sinawali. Now remember, you got 3 levels. So heaven 6, and now look, boom, heaven and earth, right? 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, boom. Backward triangle, okay? You want to come here and shoot forward triangle, okay? Experiment with your footwork. Once I come in and I'm doing my techniques, maybe I'm coming back and I'm thinking that I'm going to go this way, but in my carenza, I switch and evade. Okay, maybe I come this way for this one, And then as I rotate into my redondo, and then I step this way. Here's my switch. Okay, boom. Switch. Redondo. Sinawabi. Okay. All earth. All earth. In line. All earth. Okay. All earth. Switch. Heaven and earth. Okay. Heaven 6. Notice how I'm changing from central front weighted, side to side, central back weighted, side to side. You'll notice the Bikiti Tirsia guys, they like to bring this foot way in. Okay, way in. We don't do that. Okay, a little bit more out. But the weight needs to be as such that when somebody goes for that down shot, you got to be able to pull the leg. So that you can add that into the footwork as you come through. Boom, whack. Okay. So that last technique on shoot before I change, I can train the stick jab with the leg. Okay. So these are some footworks that we covered for that day, and then we translate down to single stick. Okay. So from single stick, we reviewed Bikiti Tirsia 12 strike. Now, those of you who are watching that are Bikiti Tirsia purists, you will notice that there's a few stance differences between our 12 strike of Bikiti Tirsia and that comes directly from Leo Gahe. The reason why is because our curriculum also contains Inosanto, Lacoste, Eskrima, and some other ideas from progressive fighting systems. So we keep this pattern, but we some of the stances are a little different. So that's my caveat there. So we go Bikiti Tirsia 12 strike system. Okay, your hand will either be kept to your chest or back to your hip. Okay, so we come through on neckline. Okay, as I pivot, I want to reach for my 2. Okay, because the nature is you want to get real short because it's coming across the body. I want you to reach. Boom. Back to this position here. And I'm coming in on the waistline. Bang! And I'm coming through. And then on my 4, I'm going to hit. And just like it was a sword, I'm going to hit, get stuck, push off. As I push off, I'm going to come up with my uppercut. As I shift, I'm going to strike 1, 2, 3, all the way through it. Come up and over, bang. And then as I step forward, I'm going to step forward. If my foot is here, I'm going to step forward on my triangle and smash the toe. This motion here. Okay, I bring my hand up here as a guard. It could stay here, it could stay here. I like to alternate the strike and the guard. Okay, we're going to come up, uppercut motion, prepping. So I'm going to stab and dive stab. Bang, and then I'm going to support the wrist. Now right here, hidden motion. The hidden motion is the watik. Okay, so normally I would go straight from here into a smash. But as I move the watik, you see my arms protect my face. Okay, hidden motion right there, straight down. Double hand grab. Step through with my weave because there's going to be a stick coming, right? I'm going to come over the top and strike. And then here would be my blade, right? So I'm weaving again. And then this over the top strike, but I bring my blade, right? So right here. And then when I finish if I'm just doing my 12 strike, I finish, I step back and clear before I finish, okay? So just because we're documenting this, I'm going to do one more time, a little faster, and I'm going to show you how we incorporate a Spadi Dagger into this sequence. Okay, so from here, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, so this is push, right? And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, Dulce Pares, 12 strikes. The first part, that is the first part of the longer abecedario. Okay? Okay? And I have my blade. Okay? This is my my little K-bar here. Maybe you can see my daga a little easier. I don't know. Okay? So, if you look, this is from Philippines. You see this is a double-edged dagger. Okay? So you want to pay attention to the weapon you're using. Okay? You have a double-edged dagger, or do you have a single-edged blade? So this is my K-bar. So it makes a difference. Look at fuzz. It makes a difference on certain things. So I would not be keeping, if it's double edged, I would not be keeping this so close to my arm because I'd end up cutting myself, right? So on a single edged dagger, you have to, or the single edged blade, you really have to pay attention. Double edged blade's even more dangerous. For safety, I prefer I keep it on my side. Some people will keep it here. If it is a small blade, that's okay. K-bar is it's a good 5-inch blade. If I'm coming in with my 1, I don't like this knife pointing at my brachial artery. I don't like that. So when I do a spada y daga, okay, I like to keep mine to the side. So this is how our class progressed. Okay, so we're going to go from the 1. When I clear my 1, my stab happens underneath. And then I come through and I clear my 2. And my stab reaches up. And then I come through as I strike my 3. Oh, my stab goes over the top. My 3. As I strike my 4, my push now becomes a strike and a stab. Now, as I have my stab out, now my stick transitions like a pulley, up and down. Now, when I strike here, I want to open that line up. Okay, and then it comes back to the safe zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, here's the caveat. I do not want to put my blade on the inside of my arm because I no longer can grab for the double power. So I put it to the outside of my arm. Okay, as I come through, smash. So this keeps it safer. Okay, safer. As I weave, okay, the first strike, I keep close to my stick. Boom. My second weave, I pull my knife to safe zone, make my attack, and then present the blade in. As I step back to close the door. Okay? So again, we'll do one more time a little faster so you guys can see. Okay? Home base on the hip. Okay? 1, stab under. 2, stab out. 3, stab over. 4, stab out, alternate stick and knife, uppercut, down, up, boom, stab, boom, up, outside of the wrist, smash, close to the stick, stab, weave, okay, boom, clear. All right, so that's the first 12 strike for our system with a spada y daga and single stick. Now, what the guys didn't get on Zoom, and I'll put right here, is concept with the same angles with just a knife. So when you are working with a stick, shoulder is your fulcrum. Okay, shoulder is your fulcrum because you're using the length of the stick. If I was to use the knife with the same fulcrum, that leaves my elbow open to disarms. Okay, so you need to make sure that this disarm is protected. So how do we do that? Your elbow now becomes the side of your body's best friend. Okay, if I shoot my knife out, I don't want it to go any farther than that. Any of you guys who are following the video who practice Wing Chun, you know the Tan Sao never goes out any farther than that. It's the same thing with the blade for the Kali. Okay, so if I'm taking my basic techniques with my knife, okay, when I take my one, boom, okay, I want this elbow to stay close. So I go carotid artery, back. And I'm aiming my elbow, bang, okay, close to my body, bang. And then I turn. Carotid artery other side, but I pull. And then liver, okay, and then here, close. Okay, right here, boom. I'm going to be cutting and then protecting myself behind my elbow. Now, smaller motion, so I'm going to be catching an arm, protecting myself here. Now, this motion here, I could be grabbing an arm, cutting up, right? Boom. Stab small. Okay, so these are entry points for U-drill. For those of you who know U-drill. Bang, dive, bang. From here, somebody grabs my wrist. This can be a disarm, press down. Okay? And then through and through. So this knife here, this could be another blade. This could be me coming here. They catch this, bang! I'm hitting them with the fist. Okay, setting up a dumog from the Panantukan. Okay, so these are the techniques that we worked on Tuesday, December 1st. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and we will go from there. Make sure you're practicing these movements. Make sure, because there are many drills in Filipino martial arts, but if you can move in between the beginnings and endings of these drills in your fighting, okay, when you're moving, empty hand to knife, okay, to stick, okay, all the way out to double stick, okay, all the way out to long weapons, okay, then you can start to understand how the Filipinos took these principles. So that's the main point for our system in Ansasi MMA. Our weapons system is Universal Filipino Martial Arts. Okay. This year we've also included the Kabuto, okay, for the Kokusai Ryukyu Kabuto organization. Mostly the reason why is to change up some of the weighted fighting techniques. So those of you who are interested, not necessarily in traditional weaponry, okay, so in other words, you're picking up, things like size. Okay? You're never going to carry size around. You're not going to fight like this. Okay? You're not going to fight like that. But the traditional weaponry sets us up, boom, for these movements that later on translate very, very well into the Panantukan, boom, 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 okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so it translates very well into that, and it gives you the more and more closer to the ability that anytime you pick something up, okay, if you're getting attacked by a knife and you have to take off your shoe, angles will be similar. You'll be able to defend yourself and get the off switch. Okay, so I hope this class is giving you some things to think about for the week or the month. And if you have any questions, please join us on Facebook at Warrior Unlimited, or you can find us also on Instagram under the same name. The website is warriorunlimitedma.com. You can have access to my information there as far as how to contact us. If you want to do so outside of social media, my email is there. Feel free to make a phone call and leave a message, and I'll call you back. All right?